Hi, it's Frank Naselli. You know, I've been doing financial workshops now for over 35 years. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that every workshop is slightly different because every audience is unique. And you're never quite 100% sure of what you're going to get. But, and this is a big but, okay? If you want to drive business, there are certain common elements that work in almost every case. If you do these all well, you will dramatically increase your chances of success from any workshop and with any audience. But many advisors are making some common mistakes that are hurting their results. So let's talk about some of the most common and harmful mistakes that I'm seeing right now and how to fix them. Number one on my list of common mistakes is a failure to hit the mitt. Now, that sounds like a baseball analogy, and you can certainly think of it that way. I never played baseball myself, but as a pitcher, your goal is to hit the catcher's mitt. In our case, as presenters, the MIT, the M-I-T, stands for most important thing, and it's critical to your success in every presentation. The MIT is the thing you absolutely want the audience to remember when they leave that presentation. It's the overarching message that you must cement in their minds beyond anything else. The MIT will end up being the thing that compels them to set an appointment with you. And frankly, the MIT is the fundamental reason you're doing the workshop in the first place. So without a MIT, there's no reason to be there at all. Yet, too many advisors confuse, hide, or camouflage the MIT in a sea of statistics and secondary ideas. Let me give you a very simple example. Let's say you're doing a workshop on taxes and retirement. What's the MIT in this workshop? Well, in my opinion, the most important thing to convey to that audience is that taxes are complicated and they're going to hurt you in retirement. Everything you say and every detailed fact and statistic you explain in that workshop must be delivered in a way that reinforces that single thought. Look, the reality is that audiences will only remember 10% of your content. They just cannot absorb all the facts and statistics we tend to throw at them in a typical presentation. But that 10% is enough if it's compelling. And the compelling emotional message in a tax workshop is pain. And what makes this workshop so much fun is that the pain is a new pain that's never really existed before. And it's going to hit them at a time in their lives when they thought they were done with pain. Taxes are not supposed to hurt in retirement, but they are. And that's the message that must be ringing in their ears when they walk out into the parking lot, or in today's world, when they click off the screen. Okay? That's what's going to make them want to meet with you. And in case you didn't know, I did a short video on a power opening for the taxes and retirement workshop. You can track this down from your white glove account executive, and I think it will help you a lot. Okay, so missing the MIT is the first mistake. The second most common mistake I see is ineffective storytelling. We all know how important stories are for success in a workshop. Stories bond you to the audience. They can illustrate critical points in a very human way, and they can open up a whole world of emotions that simple facts can never touch. But great storytelling isn't easy. Too many stories have no moral, no purpose besides self-aggrandizement. Too many stories run on way too long and are too boring. When that happens, the audience, instead of liking you, begins to dislike you. Too often, advisors tell stories that leave the audience scratching their heads, wondering, what the heck does this have to do with the topic? Or how is this story relevant to me? This is important. Always remember, they came to your presentation to learn stuff that's going to help them. Everything you say, and particularly the stories you tell, must connect to them and to the core message in some important way, or else the story is hurting you. Basically, with stories, there are 5 main variables you need to consider. The content, what's the basic story? The length, how long does it take to tell the story properly? The moral or connection, why are you telling this story? The placement, At what point in the workshop will the story be the most effective? And the delivery. How do you tell the story with maximum emotional impact? Story Help is one of the many services we offer, and it can make a huge difference for you. Okay, the third big mistake I'm seeing, and this one is particular to webinars, is going too long. Webinars are powerful tools, and they can absolutely drive business, especially right now. But frankly, even after the pandemic is over, I think webinars will be here to stay. They're very, very useful, so it makes sense to learn how to do them well. One of the biggest things with webinars is length. I really don't think you can effectively go for more than 30 to 40 minutes, tops, on a webinar. Even if the webinar was billed as a 1-hour event, I would encourage you to say right in the beginning, folks, I know this was scheduled to be a 1-hour webinar, but that's really a long time to be sitting there staring at the screen. So I'm going to focus on the most critical parts of this discussion, and I think I can do that in 30 to 35 minutes. I promise you, the audience will breathe a collective sigh of relief. You know, I watched a video recently of a webinar from an advisor who wanted some coaching. He did a really nice job, but he didn't get the kind of results he was hoping for, and he wanted some help. One of the mistakes he made was that right in the beginning of the webinar, he said, this is supposed to be an hour-long program, but I might go overtime, so please bear with me. I promise you, if I heard that, I would disconnect immediately. That's like going to the dentist and having her say, this is going to hurt a lot more than you think. So tighten up your webinars. And if you have too much material, go back to my first point in this video and focus on the MIT. If you can't generate appointments in 30 minutes, then 60 minutes ain't helping you. Okay, so those are the top 3 mistakes that I've been seeing. There are a few others, but we'll save those for another video. I hope this helped you just a little bit. I could talk about workshop skills for 15 straight days, but I'm sure most of you would be catatonic, and that's not a good idea. So good luck, keep working. This is a fantastic time to be an advisor. It's an amazing time to be helping people. And the work you do now, as challenging as it might be, is laying the base for tremendous success down the road. I promise. Thanks for watching.